Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to a special announcement. If you can't tell from the title and from the gloriousness behind me, I am finally here to give you the details and announce the first ever fan fiction readathon. Oh my god, how excited are we? We are so excited. I have been promising and hinting and dreading planning it, but very excited to do it. And I finally have all my shit together and we're ready to go. It was very difficult to find a time to set this for, so we're just gonna go for it. It takes place during some kind of like a weird amount of time. Like it's not from like a Saturday to a Sunday or something. It's actually from, I think this goes from a Tuesday to a Monday, but I wanted to do it like real easy on all the art on myself. I know that's a weird reason, but this is going to be from November 1st through the 7th. So again, I know it's kind of weird times, but I have people who are going to be involved in this all over the world. So the day that it starts is kind of all over the place. Anyway, it's more just going to be a time for us to all be reading fanfics at the same time. And there's going to be some awesome prizes at the end. These will be, I'm so sorry, they will be US only because shipping these fics is so expensive, but there will also be a couple gift cards as gifts, but it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so freaking excited. So let me go over the details of this and the prompts, and I even have some recommendations and my TBR to share with you right now. I got all of that together, so let's get to it. So, as I said, the fanfiction readathon is going to take place from November 1st through the 7th. There will be a live show on my channel on November 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time. The hosts who are helping me with this are, of course, the beautiful Mel Bynes Fics, who has done all these fics that you're looking at right now, plus many more. She is absolutely amazing. My friend Tip Talks Pages, who is also Neverland Pixie on Instagram, and my friend Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings, who will all be hosting mostly on Instagram, but we may throw up a couple reading sprints as they come. I'm not ready to plan those this far ahead of time or to connect myself to too many right now, but we will throw them up, and I'm sure some of the other hosts will have some going on as well. The goal of this is to just read as much fanfic as you can during a 7-day period. There will be a bingo board, but basically if you were involved in this at all, you're going to be able to enter for a prize at the end, because I want everyone to be involved in any way they can. And some people may choose to take on a fic that is really freaking large and may not even be able to finish it in 7 days, and I don't want anyone to feel bad. But also remember this, the way that I have this set up, I'm going to show you, this is a build your own bingo board, and there are prompts that actually don't have to do with reading. So technically, even if you don't finish a fic, you could have a bingo, because you don't have to black out a bingo board to have gotten a bingo. I know a lot of people like to do that, but I have both a 3x3 and a 4x4 available on my Instagram, which that is where the graphics are for this. They're on my Instagram. If you don't have them, you can just make your own boards. It's totally fine. But I will have those listed, and then I'm going to go over the prompts right now just so that I can explain them. I tried to put the best explanation I can on the prompts, but it's okay. So like I said, there are quite a few of these that don't even have to do with finishing a fic, because I want this to be as inclusive as possible. This isn't about beating anyone else. There aren't any teams for this one, anything like that. I just want us to be able to read fanfics, right? So the prompts are going to be follow the hosts, follow a fanfic writer or artist on Instagram, read a host recommendation, read an LGBTQ plus fic, no wizards allowed, which means read a non-Harry Potter fic, I ship it, a couple that should have been a couple but wasn't, an AU fic. Okay, so AU means alternate universe. Alternate universe means a fic that changes something significant with the canon, either a setting, characters, or like the time that it's taking place. Let's say that it's a Harry Potter fic and you make it historical. That would be an AU fic. You know, technically, pretty much all fanfic is like alternate universe because you're usually changing something that's happening, but they can also be like, you know, epilogue centric, like they're taking place 10 years, 20 years after the events that have already happened in a scenario, stuff like that. I will down below actually leave a link to this really great site that I found on angelfire.com that has the terms for fanfic. So if when you're searching AO3 or fanfiction.net or any site you choose to go to, you don't know what a certain term means, you can reference this guide. It was very helpful to me even because I'm just a newbie to this in a lot of senses. I just started reading fic in December of last year, so it's not even been a year. So I'm by no means a master at this at all. So I'm still learning stuff too. Read a one-shot. A one-shot is generally like, you can think of it as like a short story is what we would maybe call it, but basically it's a story that gets uploaded all in one shot. There usually aren't multiple chapters coming, and it's a story that you can read without having like any other context for anything. Like, you know, it's just a spicy little snippet. Well, maybe it's not even spicy, right? These don't have to be spicy. I know most of my romance lovers, that's what you're going to be here for, but there you go. 200K superstar. So what this prompt and 300K supernova, I'll explain them both at once. I created these prompts because of how big some of these fics can get, right? All of these three that I'm holding up right here, of course, especially our behemoth manacled, they are hundreds of thousands of words, okay? So when you look at a fic, it will tell you how many K words that it is. So there's ones that are, you know, it might just be 6,000 K, which would maybe be a one shot or like a short story, or it might be 350,000 K words, which is going to be about 700 pages, right? So that's what I mean is that if some people want to take on one of these epic fics, you know, like let's say you want to take on A Dead of Time, or you want to read The Auction or Manacled, it may take you the entire week to read that book. And so I wanted it to count for more than just one prompt. So if you read a 200K superstar, which means it's over 200 but less than 300K, that will count for 2 spaces on your bingo board. So you would just double that up. You know, if you're making your board, you could put those wherever you want, but as long as you've finished that fic, you can have 2, okay? And the same then goes for the 300K supernova. We're not gonna go any higher than that because if you're reading higher than that, like, it's gonna hit some of these other prompts as well. But if you were to take on one that is 300K or more, which as I said, that'd be more than 600 pages probably, you can do 3 spaces and you'll just mark 3 spaces with 300K supernova. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Moving on. Broken Screen, and this is a fic based on a TV show. I know Mel, she's been reading or looking at a lot of Stranger Things ones. There's Vampire Diaries. I'm going to read one that's a Yellowstone fic, which I'll be sharing in a little bit. So any fic that's based off of a TV show. Bones, maybe you want something like that. Like there's lots of great fics in there. Spread the Love. This is to share a review of one of your reads. So either some fics do show up on Goodreads. That's a whole nother thing. But sometimes you can find a fic list on Goodreads, so maybe that means reviewing it there, but then sharing it on Instagram or your blog or whichever kind of social media you have, share a review of a fic that you read. Better Together, which is to buddy read a fic with someone. I'm sure will be able to do this through like the Instagram or the post that we have or in the comments of this down below. You guys are welcome to start mentioning the ones that you want to read and find someone to buddy read it with. Make a new friend. Then dipping a toe in. This is try a fandom that's new to you. My OTP, read a fic that is your favorite couple. And then finally, I just threw in a random romance one and I put in forbidden romance, which I feel like will fit everything. I just wanted there to be enough prompts to easily fill out either the 9, which is the 3x3, or the 16, the 4x4. So those are all of the prompts that there are. I want to give a couple recommendations. First off though, I have 2 videos already, which I will link up here. They each have 10 to 12 of my fanfics. They are all Harry Potter because that's all that I've read so far. So a lot of the reason I have some prompts that don't have to do with Harry Potter is I want to read some fics that are outside of that realm because I want to expand my fan fiction repertoire. But I do have 2 videos. They have all different links, all different couples, and you can check those out. But I will mention a couple of my favorites. And here they are. So there is Safe Word is Devil's Snare. This beautiful cover was commissioned by Mel from a fanfic artist. Well, I don't know if they're specifically fanfic, but she also did the cover of Finding Himself. This is one I actually haven't read yet, so I can't recommend it yet, but I definitely want to. This is a Cedric Diggory and Hermione one. Oh, she doesn't have the cover listed on this one. That's right, because I just had her send me a new cover because she had already bound this one for me. But this is a Neville and Hermione BDSM fic. It's very like light on BDSM, but this is kind of like an arranged couple. It's not fully an arranged marriage, but the ministry is encouraging wizards and witches to like marry their perfect match, and there's a whole thing that sets that up. And Neville has come back from working as an auror, and him and Hermione find out they're perfect matches. But the thing is, he's into BDSM. So there we go. I absolutely love this one. Look at the back too. This is gorgeous. My favorite fic next to Manacled, which I think is a lot of people's favorite fics, which I'm not going to do a rec for that one just because I feel like it's wrecked enough, of course, is Contradictions. Oh, this is a Draco and Hermione fic, and yeah, this one is also BDSM. And this is a fic that I actually recommend to people as one of my favorite intro to BDSM books because it does such a great job of explaining the rules with, while it's still being sexy. And Draco is an amazing dom. He's also like a very caring dominant, like, oh, so much does he care for Hermione, and I just absolutely love this one. They basically have a blind date at a BDSM club because Hermione is interested in trying it out, and things get spicy, and it's amazing. So I absolutely love this. So those are just 2 that I wanted to show off. But again, I talk more in detail about pretty much all the recommendations that I have in that video. And I'm hoping after the fanfic readathon, I'll be able to make a 3rd video that includes fics that aren't just Harry Potter, but there will be those to choose from for sure. And then, yeah, I want to share with you the ones that I've picked for my TBR because maybe these will be recommendations for you as well. But definitely keep an eye out for my other friends who are doing this as well, and especially Mel's Instagram because she is interested in a lot of fics that are outside of Harry Potter, whereas me and Rachel and Tiffany, I think we've still only read Harry Potter ones. Again, we're hoping to change that, but again, you can literally, if there's a fandom, there's probably a fic that exists, and not just on AO3. Oh, one more thing I want to share before I dive into my recs. On my Instagram, I will have step-by-step for how to download a fic from an archive of our own, which is one of the main fan fiction sites. You can actually download an EPUB to your Kindle the same way you would download like a free ebook or something like that. And I include step-by-steps on my Instagram. I will put those in a comment down below. I will pin it. There are many other fanfiction sites as well, like fanfiction.net and a few other ones that like I never go to because I just try to limit myself to AO3 just for convenience sake to only have one site. But there are many other sites where you can find these as, and all those count. Like that's just what I'm using because that's what I'm used to. You can reach far and wide for whatever you want. I just know that AO3 is the only one that you can put it onto your Kindle. A lot of people don't mind reading on their phone or on their computer. So if you want to read on fanfic.net or those, like you can do that on your phone or computer just to get it on your Kindle. AO3 is the one that can do that. Okay. Okay. So the fics that I picked, I think I have 7 here that are on my TBR. I don't know if I'll get to all of these. But I did pick all kind of midline ones. And then I did totally forget about Finding Himself because I don't have that one on my e-reader. I have the physical copy that Mel sent me. And yeah, this one has Cedric Diggory is in a wheelchair in this one. And it's him and Hermione romance. So that is one I want to get to as well. But then the fics that I have. So The one I'm very excited for, this one is called Come Back to Me by Palmetto Prisms. And this one is a Beth and Rip romance. This one's not super long. And really the description just says that it's like their back and forth relationship through the years. That's what it says. So I'm assuming it's just Beth and Rip, but we get the sex scenes shown to us. And I'm like, that's good enough for me. I'm excited to read it. This will probably be my like OTP, that I read it for OTP, because I love Hermione fic, but I actually don't have a one favorite to like read her with. Like obviously Manacled, oh, I always go the wrong direction. Obviously Manacled is my favorite, but I've read some great Hermione and Snape and Hermione and Draco and Hermione and Neville, and so it's hard for me to pick an OTP when it comes to her. But like Beth and Rip are my OTP. Like there's nobody else they should be with, so that might work for my OTP. Okay, then I have A Sword Laid Aside by Coralina. This is a Harry and Draco fic, so this will fit for my LGBTQ, and this one takes place, I think it's a couple decades after Hogwarts, so it's going to be older characters in this one. Oh, geez. And Draco has had his cover blown after he was a part of a ministry, like, undercover operation. And so Ron takes him to a safe house with Harry. And so this is how they meet up again after so many years and have a romance. Then Cybersex by Roshira and Sweet Sorrows. This one is a recommendation from Tiffany. This is one I haven't read that Tiffany loved, and I know this one is mostly just a smut good time. And it says Draco falls for a cam girl, and then he gets to meet her in real life eventually. He spends quite a bit of money on her before getting to meet her. And the relationships in this one, it says it's Hermione and Draco, but also Draco and Blaise. So I don't know what that means, but I'm willing to try that one because Tiffany loved it. We have Another Mask Behind You by Lettered. And this one is another Draco and Harry, where Draco is a sex worker who gets hired by Harry, who doesn't know that it's Draco he's hiring. And it just says this one is lots of fun, sexy times. And I was like, sign me up, sir. I'm here. Hot for Teacher by Mother of Bulls. I've had this one on my e-reader since like I first downloaded fics. I really need to get to this one, and this one is supposed to be like a comedy and really sexy, and I think that will be a good mix, because that's the thing, like I love dark romance, so I tend to read very dark fics, and so it's good to throw some lightness in here. So this one is Draco is a single dad of Scorpius, and he finds out that his teenage son has a crush on his teacher, and it turns out that teacher is Hermione, and that this is a romance between Draco and Hermione. So that'll be great. And then I actually have two ACOTAR fics that I want to get to. So one of them is called Long Way Home by Alice122. And this one is with Hellion and an original character. And this original character is a prisoner that Hybern has been keeping. And I think Hellion ends up being the one who's supposed to help her or handle her or something like that. But I'm interested in that. I have not read many original character fics. I think I've only read one. Yeah. I think I've only read one, and it was like a Draco and an original character fic. So, and then the last one is called Call Me Home. Funny enough, even though it's not connected with that other one. And this one's by Propaganda Princess. This one is an Asriel and Gwen romance. And this one is after the Blood Rite, Gwen is sent on her first official assignment, but she's having some like PTSD from the Blood Rite and stuff. And so this one is a pairing between Asriel and Gwen. So yeah, I really tried to stretch and pick some different ones here. So yeah, there will be more info about how to enter the prize giveaway when we get closer. I just haven't got that set up yet. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel here, because I'll probably post it in my community page, and then of course it'll be on my Instagram as well, so definitely check that out. So thank you so much. Make sure you leave me a lightning bolt. I think that's an emoji. Leave me a lightning bolt down below if you are interested in this. I hope you will give it a try if you've been nervous to try fan fiction, and just give it a go, because there's so many fun fandoms to explore and things to do, and it's gonna be a great time. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you November 1st. Bye!